Good morning. Well, as you can see, some substantial damage to a number of big boats here. This is essentially downtown Fort Myers, and throughout the city there really is extensive damage on this scale. I would say if we just pan down there, you get a sense of it. All that debris, I assume, has also come up with the surging waters, and people today are really just coming out and about to try and take stock of just what the extent of the damage is. We're still not quite clear how many people may have lost their lives as a result of Hurricane Ian pummeling through here. The President, Joe Biden, said it could be the deadliest storm in Florida's history. A local official at one point suggested a potential very high death toll. That hasn't been confirmed in any way yet, but clearly from what we saw as we drove in here, many roads still underwater, homes still underwater. So those assessments of just how bad this has been for Southwest Florida, of course, still taking place.
And Barbara, you've been visiting some of the badly affected neighbourhoods. What did you find there?
Yeah, we spent some time in a residential neighbourhood south of here, still part of the Fort Myers city area, and it was a mixed picture in some ways. That some of the homes in just one street had been flooded. People were quite devastated, as you would imagine. One woman we spoke to said that she had checked with her insurance and she wasn't covered, and she thought she was going to have to throw away most of the furniture in her home. Also in that street, several hundred metres from the water, there was a boat just sitting there, and what the residents told us was that it had come loose from its dock and basically floated all the way up the street. As they watched from their windows, many of them didn't decide to evacuate, even though they were asked to. They watched this boat just float past them. When the waters went back, it just planted itself, blocking off the street in the middle there. We spoke to the boat's owner, Kristen Hartman. She's devastated, of course, about the loss of her boat, but also about the fact that she hasn't been able to contact her father and her uncle.
At 11:30, they had said that they had water close to their knees. And so we said, you've got to get out, go across the street. And they said, our neighbor's not home. We said, they'll understand, break a window, get inside. You have to get to higher ground. They have a couple of houses around there that are on stilts, and we try to get in one of them. So we don't know if they ever made it. My dad and my uncle, we haven't heard from them since 11:30 yesterday morning out on Sanibel. If someone knows where Larry and Bill Noon are, please contact the Hartmans on Rio Vista.
So a heartfelt plea there from Kristen Hartman. The area she's talking about that her father and uncle are on, that's one of those barrier islands, and the causeway to that island has been destroyed, has dropped into the water, so it can only be reached by boat at the moment. Kristen, of course, can't go in her own boat, so trying to work out if she can get one of the Coast Guards to help her. Desperately worried, of course, to hear about the fate of those relatives on that island.
Yeah, desperate times there in Florida. Barbara Miller in Fort Myers, thank you.